Smite 2 Open Beta brings lots of changes with each patch, but in this video we'll look at the most optimal jungle start for patch OB9. This route should remain effective until another major jungle update is released. While there will be information suited for beginner players, this video will be considered an advanced jungle guide. We will begin with our jungle start for those who just wanna see the most optimal route, and later in this video we will go over each jungle camp in detail, covering how much experience and gold they provide, their respawn times and the buffs they offer. For our total beginners, when you are jungling, you always need to choose one of the two jungle starter items. That's either the spear, which gives you attack speed and an AoE on hit effect, or the hammer, which empowers your next basic attack after using an ability and provides some cooldown reduction. We always want to start at the blue buff so we can give it to our solo lane. It is important to start from here because if the enemy solo laner gets this extra XP from their blue buff and ours doesn't, they will level up faster and gain a significant advantage over our teammate. While some solo laners are strong enough to solo it at level 1, there are many who cannot, or at least they are not fast enough. So consider that if you do not help, you are responsible for the early solo lane disadvantage. Next we move to our red buff, which is best to put it towards mid lane in order for our teammate to pick it up as fast as possible. The red buff grants a poison damage effect, which is much more viable for your mid laner than it is to you early on. If the enemy mid laner has this buff and yours doesn't, your mid lane will be at a disadvantage, and that's definitely something you want to avoid. Then again, with the help of your mid laner, you clear the Cyclops camp and move to contest the first neutral camp. At this point, there are a few things to keep in mind before proceeding to contest this camp. If you took red buff without sharing any XP, you should be level 2 right now. If you are not, you should think twice about contesting this camp, since the enemies might be stronger. My recommendation is to always have the Sundering Arc Relic as a jungler, which can help you secure jungle camps in this type of situations with its 200 true damage to monsters at level 1. Now, if your mid laner helps you and you feel stronger than the enemy jungler, you can go and take the neutral camp. After that you have to cross the mid lane. Maybe help your teammate push his wave fast and go for the neutral camp at the opposite side. So far so good, but let's see what happens if your mid laner doesn't help you. If the enemy mid laner didn't go for their red buff like yours did, they have likely already pushed their wave, which is now heading under your tower. In this scenario, the enemy mid laner can assist their jungler at the neutral camp, while your own mid laner might leave you to catch the incoming wave. The smart choice here is to just give up on this buff, help your mid laner clear the wave, and then rotate to the other neutral camp. The two raids that spawns at the other side of the jungle will give more experience than the color buffs, which makes them a more important camp. And that is why you should give up the color buff fast enough in order to at least take this one. If no one is contesting them and your mid laner is sleeping, all that better for you since you're gonna take a huge experience lead. Then go for the Cyclops camp. After that go for the Raptors near the duo lane, then take the yellow buff and then the last Raptors camp. Yellow buff is giving you movement speed and some healing every time you kill a jungle monster, so naturally you want this buff for yourself. If your timers are right, you can catch on the rotating Harpy, which will give you great amounts of XP while you are heading to the other side of the jungle. Again, we will see a lot more details about every jungle monster later in the video. After that, you want to clear the Scorpion, that will give you a huge amount of XP, and finally one last Harpies camp. At this point there should be two more rotating Harpies stacked together, which will be the final stop for you before recall. Doing this route will get you enough experience to reach level 5 and acquire your ultimate while everyone else is still 4 or even 3. Note that on a perfect run like this one, not only you will reach level 5, but you will have some extra XP as well. After that, it is time for you to do your first gank. My favorite move is to gank the duo lane, since at this point you will be level 5 and they will be level 3. I always like to take the teleport to get there faster, and after a successful gank or not, I rotate back to solo lane in order to catch the respawned blue buff. If ganking duo lane is impossible, you can try ganking your solo lane instead. No matter what you do, you should have in mind that you want to be at your blue buff the moment it will respawn. Blue buff, red buff and the neutral color buff will respawn one after the other, and it's best for you to be there and clear them all at once. After that you will have a solid start already, and it's up to you if you want to focus more on ganking. The next thing you can do if gank is not possible and you want to increase your level lead furthermore is to kill the two monsters in the Fire Giant's pit and have in mind to kill the Cyclops camp on respawn. These two monsters are called Firebrands, they give 140 XP and around 80 gold each, they spawn at minute 3 and they have 2 minutes respawn time. Additionally, they will drop Fire Giant Embers that will give you permanent +1 strength and intelligence. Now let's take a look at the details of each jungle camp, including how much experience and gold they provide, their respawn timers and the effects of the buffs they grant. Note that the gold and the experience numbers are scaling up the more you progress into the game, and this would be more like the base values. The color buffs all have 3 minutes cooldown. They give total 144 experience if you kill them solo and 89 XP if you share it with one more teammate. Gold wise, they will give you around 100 gold for solo kill and 50 if you share. Every buff has a unique effect that scales depending on how many times your team have killed this camp. You can pause the video and check each one for yourself, but in short, the yellow buff will give you movement speed and some life back after killing monsters, the red buff will give you a poison damage effect on your attacks and abilities, blue buff will give you mana regeneration and some cooldown reduction, and the purple buff will give you bonus strength and intelligence and some lifesteal. The red camp has 3 minute cooldown as well, but it will give 170 XP if you kill it solo or 85 XP if you share. Gold wise, it will give around 112 gold if killed solo. This means that you should consider Rage neutral camp more important than the neutral color buff, at least XP and gold wise. The Cyclops camp have 4 minutes cooldown and again it gives 144 solo XP or 89 share, the same as the color buffs. Gold wise, it gives 94 gold if you kill them solo or around 46 gold if you share. Additionally, the Cyclops camp will also drop a consumable ward. The Scorpion is having 4 minutes cooldown as well and gives 240 XP if you kill it solo and around 114 gold. The Scorpion will additionally drop a consumable item that will pinpoint every enemy player current location on the map when you use it. The Harpies have 1.5 minute cooldown and gives 120 total XP. Gold wise, they will only give you 43 gold, which makes them the least important camp. The Harpies camp, however, will also drop a purple orb that will give you a small shield that is getting bigger and bigger the more you progress into the game. Lastly, for our regular jungle monsters, the rotating Harpies will appear exactly on minute 1 and they will spawn on fixed times after that every 1.5 minutes. To further explain this, the first rotating Harpy will appear in both sides at minute 1 and then another one will appear 1.5 minutes later. 1.5 minutes after that, if there are less than 2 Harpies alive on each side, 1 Harpy will appear. What I'm trying to say is that the respawn time is not determined by the time you kill them, it is fixed on the clock. Rotating Harpies will give you 58 solo XP and 20 gold, meaning they are very important for you if you don't want to fall behind level wise. At minute 7, another unique jungle monster will appear, the Queen Naga. Queen Naga is quite strong monster that will give you around 500 global gold and a consumable item that spawns 2 Naga minions. As I've said, she is quite strong, so you better ask for help before start hitting her. After that we have the Gold Fury near the duo lane that will give around 1000 global gold to your team and 3 different permanent buffs every time you kill it. The first time you kill it, it will give you some extra movement speed while leaving base. The second time it will make your minions stronger when you are next to them, and the third time you will deal more damage to structures and gain a protection buff while near enemy structures. As you can tell, by taking the Gold Fury gradually shifts the game in your favor by making your minions stronger and reducing the effectiveness of the enemy structures. Once the Gold Fury has been defeated 3 times, it transforms into the Ancient Fury. Defeating this ultimate version disables all towers and phoenixes for a short period of time. On the opposite side we have the Fire Giant, which will also give around 1000 global gold and a very big damage buff. Additionally, it will also drop a dagger consumable that has a very unique effect. When you use this dagger, you will instantly lose 500 HP and gain a lifesteal buff. But if you press it while having less than 500 HP, instead of dying, you will become immune to damage and going back to full HP. The last jungle monster is the Pyromancer, which will replace the neutral color buff in the mid lane. Pyromancer will also give global gold at your team and will drop a consumable bomb that you can use on an enemy structure to deal 1000 true damage to it and reduce its attack speed. You can also use this bomb on jungle camps like the Gold Fury and Fire Giant if you think it can help you secure the kill. And that would be all the information you need to start jungling efficiently in Smite 2. If you like this kind of videos, make sure to leave a like and some positive feedback. Feel free to ask any questions you might have in the comment section. Subscribe for more relevant content and see you on the next video.